Hi, I will be your help guide to assist you in getting you familiarized with the different functionalities found in Seidor Clarity. Seidor Clarity is an out-of-the-box suite of reports that are designed specifically for SAP Business One customers, offering extremely cost-effective reporting to help you optimize your business. Whether you're a first-time user or a seasoned veteran, I'm sure that you will benefit from what I have to show. Now, before we get started, it is worth mentioning that this is not a comprehensive video on everything that Clarity can do, but it is to help you get an idea of where to find helpful features that will help you improve your reporting experience and help you get the most out of Clarity. We are currently looking at the financial overview page, which is a summary page of all our financial information. Let's say I would focus on something specific within the page and get more insights on that one particular thing. Let's use the net profit before tax visual, which is on my top left corner. I can see my net profit before tax for the 3 years of data that I have, but I'd like to get a more granular view, maybe by quarter or even month. How can I achieve that? One of the features that can help me achieve this is what is known as a drill down. Now, at the top of the visual, where the header is located, there are a number of buttons that can help you get more insights out of this visual. One of those is a drill down. So as you can see from the tooltip that appears there, it says expand down to one level in the hierarchy, which means if I click on that button, I can go to the next level down. Now I can see my data by years and also by quarters. But say I'd like to go a little bit further than just quarter level. I can still click on that button and it will take me down to the next level, which is the most granular level that I can find on this visual. Now I can see my data for the 3 years which are indicated at the bottom. I can also see it by the quarters, and finally I can see it by the different months. Now that we've drilled down to the month level, let's say now I would like to focus on this visual and perhaps even extract the data that is driving this visual to further analyze it. How can I achieve that? Well, one of the key things that is still found within the header level of this visual is something called focus mode. Now, what focus mode allows me to do is that I can expand this visual so that it fills up a page. That way I can clearly see all the data that is being represented in this visual. Also, if I would like to see the data behind this visual, the data that drives this visual, I can get that by coming into the 3 dots here, known as the ellipsis, which then shows me the tooltip that says more options. If I click on that ellipsis, I can see a number of things that I can do for this particular visual. Well, what I'd like to do now is show data. Now, this page is now being split into 2 halves. The top half is the visual that we've expanded, and the bottom is the data that drives that visual. As you can see, this is my data by year, quarter, month, and this is my net profit before tax amount. And this is the data that helps drive that visual. So now that I see my data that drives the visual at the top, say I do want to actually extract this data so that I can further analyze it outside of Clarity. How you can do that is that you can still click on the 3 ellipses for more options, and as soon as you click on that, you will see there is an export data, which is one of the features that you can also use to export data outside of a particular visual in the report so that you can use it outside of the report if you need to. Okay, so now let's look at a different scenario. Say I want to analyze my data for a specific product, perhaps to look at the sales volume or the sales amount or the margin percentage for a particular product. How can I achieve this? Well, the one way is that I can use cross-filtering in my report by clicking on an item in my visual that will filter my report page like so. So in this particular product overview page, I've got 4 key visuals that are represented here. And say one of the things that I want to do is cross-filter by, say, my PCs category. If I click on this bar on that visual, all the other visuals that are related to this visual will also cross-filter based on my selection. So if I click it again, it undoes the selection. So this is one way of knowing what this one particular category would affect in my report. And this allows me to get even more granular information out of my report. This is known as cross-filtering. Another way of looking at my data and analyzing it is that I can use filter cards in the filter pane found on the right-hand side of my report. So if I expand my filter pane, you will see there's a list of cards here. These are known as filter cards, which will help me analyze my report data even more. Filter cards can be applied in 3 different levels. You've got filter cards that are specific to a particular visual, you've got filter cards that apply to the page itself, and you've got filter cards that apply to the entire report. What that means is that if I apply filter cards on a visual level, so if I select my sales amount and volume visual, the filter cards that will apply here will only affect that one particular visual. So if I decide to select a product group here, say for instance like items, the only visual that changes is my sales amount and volume because this filter card is applied on a visual level. If the filter card is applied on filters on this page, then the filters on this page will affect all the visuals that are available to me in this particular report page. And lastly is that if I apply filter cards which are filters on all pages, then any filter card that is applied on this level will filter the entire report to the particular criteria that I've specified. Another powerful feature found within Clarity, which is very useful, as with all the features that we've covered up until this point, is a feature called the drill through function. How that works is that you can move from one page within this report to another page in the report that will give more information. So for example, let's take my sales amount and volume visual. I want to perhaps, let's say, know more about my PC sales amount and sales volume. So what happens, as you can see, as I'm hovering on this bar, there's already a tooltip that appears, and within that tooltip I can see there in italics there's some text that says right click to drill through. Now when I right click on that, I get a list of things that I can do. So you can drill down, you can do all these other things. The one that we're particularly interested in now is the drill through. So by coming to the drill through item, I can see there that it shows me that you'll be taken to the product details. So if I click on the product details, any filters that were applied from that page moving to the product details will be carried over, and those filters will then apply to this page to show me only the information that I'm interested in. So now that I've drilled through to this page, all the information that's now displayed here is the information that was carried over from the products overview page into the products detail with all those filters retained. And once you've drilled through to the page, if you want to return the page into the original state before we drilled through without the filters is what I mean, you would actually come, you'll see at the top on the banner here, there is a reset button. So once you click on that reset button, any filters that were carried over from a drill through to this page will be reset. So if I click on that, there you see, the page is now returned to its original state with all the information unfiltered. And that's how a drill through works.